All right, so welcome to September 18th. Tomorrow is a very important day. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Please don't violate that. We all need a little R in our lives. I guess we're going to get started. So kick us off, Frank.
Okay, so this should be a pretty brief slideshow. We're going to quickly get into having everyone update their time zone on Submitee. We have some reminders, and then getting into how to set up your GitHub if you're a project lead, using a license, and then the last, a plea for more mentors.
You got a beep or something, and otherwise I don't know when you're done.
Okay, so please, we are begging all of you to, if you have not already for a class, set your time zone on Submitee. This will be very helpful for us figuring out who's in difficult time zones. This can be done super easily. Just go to your profile page. Right on the right, you can see changes to your time zone. And really quick in the chat, how do we know if we're accepted as a mentor? We haven't turned anyone down. So if you've applied to be a mentor, we actually got some really great responses from everyone. And so, yeah, if you've applied to that, if you filled out that form, unless we've reached out to you, you're a mentor, and we'll give you more details on that. Okay. And now Olivia will take over some reminders.
So this is just a reminder about how meetings are going to work for RCOS to try and clear up any confusion. If you're going to be attending this class synchronously, you can enter your attendance while watching live by the QR code, via Venue, or by submitting the secret code over Submitee. You only have to do one. If you're attending the class asynchronously, then you can either watch the video on Venue within 24 hours of the live lecture, and you will automatically receive credit, or you can watch the video on YouTube and then submit the secret code via Submitee. Again, within 24 hours, and again, you only have to do one. With regards to project meetings, which we will be working on setting up, we can help you out with this over the next week or so. You must designate 2 times a week to meet with your project group members, and you must tell these times to your mentor once we have designated mentor groups so that they can drop in once in a while. So try to pick times that work for everybody if possible. Beep.
Oh, I was in the wrong screen. I was waiting for the beep.
Beep. Yeah. That's fine.
And now I went too far. There we go.
Another reminder is how Orcas Credit works. Orcas counts as free elective credit, not CS option credit. If you think that you are taking a CS option course, you are not. This does not count for CS option credit. Beep. That worked very well. Third reminder is proposals. We've talked to you about this since, I think, this last Tuesday. Work on your proposals. If you have any questions about how proposals work or what to include in them, you can refer to previous slides in which we discuss how to organize your proposals, or you can reach out to any of the mentors or coordinators. Everyone who is taking RCOS for credit should submit a proposal so that we can actually give you course credit for this class. Proposals are due on September 25th, which is not today, but next Friday. If your proposal is not sufficient, then we'll ask you to, make any corrections necessary and then resubmit. We would like to hopefully have all of this squared away by the 27th. Again, if you have any questions, ask a mentor or coordinator or the professors for the class. Beep.
Okay, my turn. So you got to get set up on GitHub. If you're an existing project, you're probably already set up, you probably already have a license, so you got to make sure to add your new team members. New projects, project leaders, if you don't have a GitHub account yet, you have to make one. You have to make a new public, very important, public repository with an open source license. That last part is very important and is on the next slide. Okay.
Was that a beep?
Yeah, I was trying to be fancy. All right, so picking a license is really important. If you don't know what to pick, go to choosealicense.com. They have detailed explanations of all the different licenses. So just go on there, give them all a read, try to understand at least a few of them. If you completely have no idea what to pick, just pick MIT. Yeah, it's very simple. Like the license is like 5 lines. That's it. And then once you're done with that, add it to your repository. GitHub actually has a thing where you can add it directly. And then also make sure to add all your collaborators. All right, beep.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about mentors. Actually, there was one question that went by. Let me hit that first. Maybe not. It sounded like a good question, and now I'm not finding it. Okay. It will come up again. All right. So we still need a few mentors. I think we have, last I checked, we had 13 mentors and the 4 coordinators. So mentors are part of the way that they're part of our hierarchy, our technical hierarchy. So they help us figure out where to funnel questions, either to other students who have experience in a technology, or to one of the professors if it's a course issue, or oftentimes we try to pair mentors up with projects in areas that they're familiar with. So oftentimes you're actually talking, when you're talking to your mentor, to the RCOS expert in a specific technology. We still need a couple of mentors for this semester. We would like to be above 20. We're a little below 20 right now. And there is a trade-off here. We expect you will do less work. You will get fewer commits in general. You will have less code committed to your repository. We expect that. If you're doing your job, that's kind of what has to happen. What we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to help manage student submissions. We look over every student status update. We look over all the student commits. And we use you as mentors to help us go through and categorize all those, or find all of those, look at all of the updates, and make sure that we're answering any blockers, make sure that we're, make sure that we are answering any questions, keeping you moving along. We also ask you to manage small groups, so you'll drop in twice a week into your small groups, just to make sure that they're running well, and again, answer any questions, answer student questions, or refer them to a knowledgeable source. And then we ask you to do a bonus session, which is just basically a short technical talk, 30 minutes to an hour generally. We want to get started with those fairly quickly. One of our first ones will be a talk on Git for new students who may not be familiar with the premier way that open source projects actually communicate their, use it. I'm sorry. The premier repository method. This will actually be where you put your code. It's what we're going to generate on GitHub. It will be how you actually make your commits, most of your commits, and how you keep your project moving along. And because we're asking you to do all that, we're going to take that into effect. We're going to take that into account when we're actually grading you. These slides are posted, so this form right there is posted as well. The only thing we're missing, guys, so please fill it out if you're interested. We'll get back to you very shortly. We're going to start mentor meetings next week, I hope. And we'll have you drop it in. We'll have assignments between mentors and our projects going forward. One question, coordinators, are we going to start status updates today? We don't have a slide on status updates.
Since we didn't mention it, I wasn't under the impression we would, but
okay, I thought we
do.
Okay, I thought we talked about that this. That's no issue. We will start status updates next week, which will give you guys an extra week to go through, and I will close the one that I just opened. But that will give you guys an extra week to start generating some material. All right. So please be prepared as of next week, we will start asking you to report on your progress every week. We will give you, this is for everybody, not just the mentors, we will give you an example form that shows what we're looking for. We'll do that either on next Tuesday or next Friday, and we will go forward from there. I did see the question come up now. There was a question on proposals. Every project needs to have a proposal, and the proposal should be uploaded to the project proposals. If you are on a project team, that will automatically get associated with you as well. So we'll go through those and we'll look through them and make some suggestions and try to get you all up to speed on that as well. So it's only one project per proposal, or one project proposal per project. It will be uploaded into Submittee, and then we'll all be able to look at it and make comments and kind of give you feedback on what you're doing. All right. Anything else, guys, or should I go right into attendance?
One quick question. I see it mentioned, does RCOS replace CS1? Looks like that's a question.
Okay. Good question. So if you got a pass on CS1, in other words, you skipped CS1 and you're going directly to data structures, the requirement is that you have to have another 4-credit course in CS. RCOS will count for that. It's under the, it is a free elective, but it's not it can't be used as a CS option, but it is a free elective, and it can be used as a replacement for the number of CS credits you need in replacement for CS1.
So as long as you take it for the full 4 credits,
you have to take it for 4
replace
credits.
CS1.
That's exactly true. It has to be for the full 4 credits. So that's an excellent question. Yes, if you're taking it for 4 credits, it does work. And yes, there was the question from since we need separate proposals for credit, our proposals will be the same as everyone else in our team. You don't need to have separate proposals. You need to have a proposal, and the team proposal is the one that counts. In previous years, everybody had to submit their own proposal. Now we can do it this way, and we can actually just print them out if we need them. But the registrar's taking everything electronically now. RCOS does not count as a CS option. We've gone over this in previous years, and it's gone back and forth. Right now, we don't have enough oversight of the projects in order to be able to certify it's the same as something like an AI and data course. If we were to have more faculty control over the projects, we could make it a CS option. But I think to a large extent that would ruin the whole idea of what we're trying to do in RCOS. And on top of that, right now we've moved it down to a 2,000 level course so that we can get rid of some of the prerequisites and hopefully get a wider variety of students in. Not that we don't love all of you, but it would be really cool to get some people in who have a design background and who have who have a design background, who have a physics background, and maybe expand the collaborative work we can do. So that's kind of the two different answers for the same thing, but they both are equally valid. Is it possible to be part of RCOS, not for credit, for Arch Away semester? So I have a really easy answer for that, and I'm going to give it to you, and it sounds a little bit trite, but this is, RCOS, all of the projects have to be open source. It would be really hard for us to stop you from being involved with a project, regardless of what you're doing. You don't get credit for it unless you enroll in the course through RPI's, registrar. But if you're doing it for passion or to advance a project or something like that, then there's not really any way we can stop you from contributing. And because of that, we invite you to be in our Discord and to attend these meetings. There was another one. You can take credit for RCOS more than once because it's considered an independent study. On the bad side, if you do poorly in RCOS, you can't actually replace it because it's an independent study. So it's never the same course twice. Cap on 19. I'm not sure what that actually means, but let's see, there was another one. So I sent a message in the Discord channel of the projects I'm interested in. Should I also email their leaders as well? If you don't get a response in a reasonable amount of time, yes. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that we are running this asynchronously to the extent we can. And we do have people that are 12 or 13 hours out from our current time zone. So it's quite possible that, for example, Used Car Playground is in Shanghai. So that the project leader on that is not taking this course synchronously. He's doing it asynchronously, and I would expect him to get back to you, about 12 hours from now, actually. So, yes, email them. That's a great thing to do. But, also have a little patience because we are, in some instances, 90 degrees out of phase. Yes, really good answer from Frank on when can you get started. I hope you got started on Tuesday. I pushed out the date for your teams to be defined because there were so many of you who were still not on a team. Please, if you're a project leader, get as many people as you can on your team so that we know who's doing what, we know how big the teams are. And if you haven't found a team, please push as hard as you can to find a team, as soon as possible. Today would be great. This weekend is a must. And please start working on your projects. Part of writing the proposal should be working on your projects. You guys should be scoping out what is a reasonable thing to get done, looking at the progress from previous semesters and getting yourselves set up. This isn't just a paper writing exercise. This is a planning exercise, and please take it seriously. So, you should, hopefully are working on it now. If not now, certainly by next week. All right? Have I answered enough of these, or all of these, or are there anything else we need to know? All right. So I think with that in mind, and remember that. I have one. My team leader isn't registered in submitting, so please DM me, and I'll see who it is. We'll see what we need to do. That's probably I can get them into submittee, and if they're ready to be in submittee, then that's pretty simple to do it. The other thing is, if you know who the students are, by the way, it doesn't have to be the team leader who submits the team. So if it's somebody who's not currently at RPI, and they need you to be their surrogate as far as entering things into submittee, you can do that as well. Just get the team and the team members and the team names, and move from there. The first status update will be due next Friday. Like I said, I was rushing at the start of this class and I didn't get everything done. I thought we were doing it today. I was working very hard to make it ready for today. It will be due Friday the 25th. You will have, I think I gave you till Sunday at midnight to do it. And you can use up to 2 late days. So, Nice mentioned Frank. Once teams are finalized, we will be creating private voice and text channels for you to replace the current public project pairing channels, right? Just to let you guys talk without disrupting. There are hundreds of messages going back and forth right now, which is really kind of cool to see. All right. With that in mind, if there are no other channels if there are no other questions right now, let's move on to attendance. So for today, let's see, here is the QR code for the attendance. Let me move a little bit. We'll go to this screen. There's the QR code, and let me see if I can get up Submiti as well on the same screen. Okay, so if you can read that, we've had pitch, propose, or what were they? Pitch, pair, propose, and now we have commit. And we want you to start working now and do your commits. We're going to end this meeting in a few minutes here, or less than a few minutes probably. And what we're going to want you to do is, hopefully you all know your rooms. If you don't know, or your small groups. If you don't know your small groups, if you don't know, I'm sorry, you know your projects. If you know your projects, please join your project group. If you don't know your project yet, please look at the public channels and, show interest, go into the public channels, find out what's there, talk to the people, find a project. And then as soon as you can, start committing. You can even do collaborative development on your proposal and get commits in that way. But we will want you to do commits or other open source contributions, and we will be counting them. And that's kind of how we come about getting you a grade at the end. Everybody get this? Are we good? Let me throw this up one more time. All right. So yeah, if you're not in Submiti right now, please. Yeah, okay. So if you can't get into Venue, please email Ethan Witten. If you can't get into Submiti, please email or DM me. Actually, please DM me in Discord or in Mattermost. My email is way backed up. I will have you in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So you can still enter the Submiti code today. You'll have 24 hours. All right. Actually, you have a little bit more. And I'm getting really washed out by the sun shining through my magic window. All right. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop this. I will stick around in this room for the next 45 minutes to an hour. So please, if you have any questions, stick around and we'll try to answer them. Enjoy your Submiti day or your RCOS day.